welcome to another episode of the Cine Geeks podcast, where movies, TV, and all things geek collide. My name is Roy, along with my co-host Angela.
Hello again.
Hello again, Angela. And hello to all of our listeners, our growing group of Cine Geeks.
Yes,
exactly. Before we continue, we would just like to take this moment to thank everyone who has listened, has subscribed, and has engaged with us, whether on Facebook, on Instagram, or even through the feedback section that we have on Spotify.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, again, you know where to find us. You can find us on Facebook. If you haven't liked our page, we post our new episodes there regularly every Friday. And also sometimes post about anything, movie, TV, or geek stuff. We also post on Instagram as well. So, Angela,
Yeah.
this week we have a very exciting discussion ahead of us.
Yes, I'm so excited to discuss it as well.
Yes, because this show that we are going to be discussing this week literally came out of the blue.
That's true.
Hindi ko ina-expect na, first off, papanoorin ko to. And then, mas lalo ko hindi ko ina-expect na magugustuhan to. The way I did. Kasi you introduced this to me
I did.
just actually yesterday. And you saw the first 5 minutes. And then you told me,
You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this.
yes. Ano yung sinabi mong isang parang comparison mo?
Yeah, because I know how much you love the movie Uncut Gems.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, parang ang sabi ko sa'yo, imagine Uncut Gems pero in the kitchen.
Yes. And actually, I cannot find a more apt or appropriate comparison for this show that we're going to be talking about this week called The Bear.
The Bear.
Yes. The Bear is now streaming on Disney Plus
Yes.
here in the Philippines and is available on FX and Hulu in the States.
Yes.
Yes. So we are going to be talking about season 1. And the reason why we talk about this now is actually a good segue to the show coming out when?
On July 19th, the second season.
Yes, that's right. The second season, yes. Trust us when we say right now that you guys are going to love this. So I'm sorry if we're going to start this episode with a direct recommendation.
Direct recommendation, yeah. This is actually my favorite show at the moment, yes.
Better than Succession.
Well, now that Succession is over, I'm on the hunt na eh. I'm on the prowl of finding a new favorite, if you will.
Tama.
And this is the one I found. And, grabe.
Yes. So for those who aren't in the know, Succession is an excellent HBO drama that just finished its 4-season run last month. Tama ba?
Last month.
Last month. And this show, The Bear, has stepped in and immediately filled that Succession-shaped hole in our
That's
hearts.
true.
Yes.
And literal na chef's kiss.
Yes. No pun intended. So the thing that I love about this, without getting into too much detail at the moment, is it's juggling so many storylines na you don't think would fit well with each other without things getting too sappy or too melodramatic.
It still has its comedic elements to it, pero the drama is still there. Especially all the very sensitive and relatable things that our characters go through. That's where the drama comes in.
Yes, exactly. Very relatable family drama. Also, if you love watching cooking shows or even yung mga cooking TikToks, you are going to love this because this show, again, we've been talking about it for 5 minutes now almost, pero we haven't given much detail. This show is about a chef, a 5-star chef who goes back to his hometown of Chicago and takes over a family business left by his brother who, and trigger warning for those of you who are easily triggered by this. The older brother of our main character committed suicide. So part of his will, his restaurant was left to the lead character.
Yes.
Portrayed by Jeremy Allen White of Shameless.
Shameless fame, yeah.
Yes. Also another great show if
Yes.
you haven't seen that. But going back, Jeremy Allen White's character is named Carmen Berzato.
Berzato, yes.
So Carmen, or
Carmi for short.
yes, goes home to manage his family's Italian beef sandwich shop owned by his brother after his tragic suicide.
Yeah.
So, the first immediate thing that hooked me, and yung sinabi mo kanina na yung talagang uncut gems siya, yung sobrang intense na portrayal niya of the culinary world. Or actually, not really the culinary world in general, pero just a microcosm.
The kitchen setting.
Yun. Yes. And you have a sister
Who is a chef.
Yes.
Shout out to her. She listens to the podcast, by the way.
Thank you. And shout out. Hi, Ate Joy. Hello. So, siguro meron naman siyang mga nakwento sa'yo over the years. I wouldn't say in too much detail, pero has she like relayed anything similar to what you saw kung kano ka-intense yung talagang nangyayari sa kusina sa ganyang high-stakes na environment?
Actually, just watching her cook sa bahay noon, she was so fast. She moves swiftly and calculated lahat ng galaw niya. And that, I saw that in the show. First 5 minutes lang, parang nakita ko na talaga na everyone moves with intention.
Tama.
And with certainty. And kailangan aware pa din sila sa environment nila kasi it's a very dangerous place for people who are in a rush. They hold knives, they hold hot plates, they hold mga hot food na pwedeng tumapon, and they still have to serve that to people waiting in line. So, yung urgency and yung stress and yung kinetic thing na nangyayari doon is just too much. Kaya sabi ko, para siyang uncut gems because that's exactly how I felt watching that entire movie.
Tama. And makadagdag doon sa yung stress na nakikita natin on screen is yung clash nung yung parang 5-star chef work ethic ni Carmi brushing against yung mom and pop shop or small town na parang kung paano mag-operate yung kusina ng mga, I wouldn't say, pwede ba natin i-compare sa parang kalendarya? Yung
It's a neighborhood, neighborhood diner.
Tama.
Na, alam mo yung, maiba lang ako ha, alam mo yung lumpia store sa Quiapo?
Globe.
Yung Globe Lumpia.
Yes, tama.
If some of our listeners know about this store na parang hole in the wall siya na isa lang yung sinaserve nila and they have been there for years, for generations. It's like that. Their shop is like that. It's parang mga tatay niya pa yung nag-open ng store na yon, tapos minana nila yung recipe, tapos yung neighborhood din kilala doon na yung sinaserve nila, and yun lang yung sinaserve nila everyday.
Tama. Tapos biglang ipasok mo doon bigla na may sobrang aral na chef.
Michelin star chef
na gusto niyang lahat, chef, lahat, parang
French training.
Lahat parang ano yung term na sinasabi?
Hierarchy.
May hierarchy na parang may chain of command na sinasabi, ganun. Na yung original staff of the beef, that's the name of the beef sandwich shop, the beef. Originally, sanay sila na free-flowing yung takbo nung business. And that attitude is most embodied by my personal favorite character of the show.
Yes.
Richie, aka Cousin.
Cousin!
Yes. And
Cousin!
played by Ebon Moss-Bachrach. So, the name might not ring a bell, but if you've seen Andor, the very, very excellent Star Wars Disney Plus show that came out earlier this year as well.
Yes.
He portrays the character Skeen, a bit of a scumbag. Pero in the world
a bit?
pero in the world of Star Wars, who isn't a scumbag?
True.
Diba? But here, parang kung ano yung sliminess na nakita mo kay Skeen sa Andor, dito siguro may konting heart nakasama yung slime, and also a bit of insight as to why Richie being like that, yung kind of person.
He's like a very rough on the edges guy with a heart of gold.
Exactly. Tama.
Ganon. The way you describe him, parang he's like Skeen pero add Italian hand gestures to it. Parang ganon. Parang cousin.
Cousin. Yeah.
That's not how we do things, cousin.
Kasi talagang every time Richie is on screen, it's either you're so hooked into the antics that he's doing just to F with Carmi.
Yes, and their contrast, that's what makes it all the more delicious to watch. Na Carmi is this very stern, very strict, and very by-the-book guy na sobrang straight arrow and very, very square. And then comes in Cousin Richie na very loud, very obnoxious, very animated magsalita. He doesn't have the same regard with work, with the work at hand as Carmi.
True. And siguro you can also make the, I hope, appropriate comparison na if Carmi, a 5-star chef, you and I, we both have a background in performing music.
That's true.
Yes. So, once upon a time, you were a singer, still are. And I
sing to my cats.
Yeah, true. She does. And ako sa akin, ako definitively once upon a time was a musician.
Yeah.
Yes, I was. So when we were neck deep in that world, we had this thing where we all immediately knew kung sino yung aral or who you knew graduated from music school.
Had formal training.
Sorry, yes. Better term. Versus the people who just
learned by ear,
learned by heart, just picked up the instrument.
Learned by experience.
Exactly. And that is actually also a very big contrast that you see in The Bear. Kasi there is another character in this awesome show, awesome ensemble, named Sydney.
Yes.
And she is portrayed by Ayo. Hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Ayo Edibri. Yes, another excellent actress. And she comes in to help Carmi basically run the shop like a well-oiled machine kasi aral din siya.
She went to school then and she knows who he is.
Ano yung pangalan ng school niya?
CIA.
Sorry, the Culinary Institute of America. Yes,
yeah.
not that other CIA.
Yes.
Although tinanong din siya na parang, wait, are you a CIA
they
agent?
acknowledged that joke.
Yes, true. Pero yun, Sydney comes in and she immediately latches onto Carmi kasi number 1, idol niya si Carmi.
True.
And number 2, gusto niyang i-emulate yung parang French chef mentality.
Yes.
Doon sa parang basically isa karinderya na tinitake over nilang dalawa.
And by the way, another detail na, is very essential to know is only Sydney knows who Carmi is.
Yes.
Carmi's background in high-end culinary world. The other kitchen staff na seasoned staff na ni Michael pa. They don't know.
Sorry, I don't know if we've mentioned it. Michael is the name of the deceased brother.
Sorry.
Ni Carmi.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Michael Berzato.
Berzato, yes. So when we say Mike, that's the guy who used to own the
kuya.
The kuya. Yan siya. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So they have only ever worked with the kuya because the kuya, Mikey, did not let Carmi work in the restaurant while he was alive.
True.
And they will explore more on that story as the season goes.
And yun nga actually yung parang na-appreciate ko din dun sa show yung exploration niya nung relationship nila. And eto, okay, please don't come at me with pitchforks and knives, okay? The only experience I have had with a story like this has to do with yung mga usual Asian drama na nagiging forefront yung drama over the display of how much of an expert the lead character is supposed to be in the thing that they do.
True.
Na parang, ito, let's say example for the chef, na bida. Usually in an Asian drama, and again, I'm not ragging on Asian drama. If they want to do that, sige, go. There's an audience for that. But obviously, it's not me. But for yung mga drama na ganon, usually magiging setup itong si big time chef, uuwi siya sa kanyang probinsya, tapos makikita niya na rundown na yung negosyo nilang pamilya, tapos iti-take niya to heart na mission niya yan, na parang gawing the best ulit yung restaurant nila dun sa town nila, tapos along the way meron siyang mamimit na sweet provincial girl na magiging conflict na, wait, should I focus on the restaurant or should I focus on this new love I'm finding? Pero hindi. Yun yung pinaka nagustuhan ko sa The Bear kasi ang naging conflict niya dito, family-wise, is why is he doing something that reminds him of the pain of his disconnect with his brother, which is the restaurant. Parehas kasi silang mahilig magluto. Diba? Parehas silang magaling magluto.
Actually, they connected through food.
Exactly.
And some relationships are like that. They connect with a common interest.
That's very true. That's very true.
And I get what you're saying about the tropes.
Exactly.
Sometimes they just focus on the family dynamic and the drama that's the struggle between the personalities instead of focusing on the craft or the profession or the premise na sinimulan niya. It suddenly became just all about the clashing personalities, the conflict na lang.
Oo. And kasi dito sa The Bear, if I may say so, the restaurant itself is a character.
Yes.
It informs yung mga actions, yung motivations ng mga tao in it, yung kung paano mag-explore ng kanilang dreams, yung mga nagtatrabaho doon. There's another character in the ensemble named Marcos. Marcos is portrayed by Lionel Boyce.
Yeah. He's one of my favorite characters, by the way.
Actually, second ko siyang third favorite ko siya after fourth. See, ang daming magaling dito. So,
You
currently,
can pick one.
You can pick one. Pero sige, I'll go with my rankings of who I like character-wise dito later. Sorry, going back. Marcos is the resident, ayoko sabihin pastry chef at the start pero more siya yung nagha-handle ng pagbe-bake ng mga tinapay, ng mga sandwich na sinaserve nila.
Well, they don't have a formal hierarchy yet.
Exactly. Tama.
So, siya lang yung tagagawa ng desserts.
Siya lang yung naatasan na, sige na, ikaw na yung gumawa ng tinapay. Sige, sa'yo na.
Kasi in the middle of the show, they define the positions Kasi nga, because it's a mom and pop shop, they don't really follow the formal hierarchy of kitchen. Like yung mga chef de cuisine, chef de partie, sous chef, yung mga ganyan. I learned that from my sister, by the way.
Hi, Ate Joy.
So meron talagang chain of command. And when Carmi arrived in the shop, there was no order at all. So, wala silang defined positions.
Exactly.
They don't even call each other chef.
No, they don't. Exactly. Yes, that calling of each other chef. And while I know na it's a must in the culinary world, they take the piss out of it they make fun of it dito in a very funny way. Let's just leave it at that. Pero yun na nga yung dahil dun sa walang ka-structure nung restaurant bago dumating si Carmi, hindi alam nung mga tao dun kung ano ba talagang gusto nilang gawin. And eventually, kasi nga dahil ano dun si Carmi, Marcos, yung parang baker lang nila, was able to discover na it's not just bread that he has a passion for baking. Diba? Gusto niya gumawa ng dessert. Yan.
It's beautiful how people get inspiration from the people around them.
Tama.
Parang they enrich each other. They help each other improve or grow or explore, dream bigger.
Yes, that's true. Basta, if you've ever worked in a place, wala masyadong structure, pero bigla nagkaroon ng rigidity, tas parang dapat merong structure talagang makaka-relate kayo dito. Also, I just like to touch upon the way that this show talks about the general relationship of people with how they take care of their mental health. Yan. Kasi I don't have to be an expert in saying this, pero I can safely say that being a chef is one of the most mentally taxing professions in the world.
Yes.
You can attest to that?
I think I can. Seeing how my sister treated her job like it's her. It's her entire being. Parang ganon.
That's right. Pero that would be applied naman to how Carmi handles himself.
Yes.
Yung kung gaano siya ka talagang perfectionist. Talagang gaano siya ka demanding of perfection from others. And there's actually a very harrowing scene at the start of the show na actually somewhat is a bit hilarious for us kasi meron siyang konting cameo For people who know, you're gonna see that this is a very cool cameo. Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, leave it at that.
Yan. Pero that small peek into Carmi's history, if I'm not mistaken, yun palang yung parang peek
That was the only time,
diba?
Pinakita yung past life niya.
Na sobra siyang abused dun sa kusina na pinagtatrabahuhan niya as a 5-star chef. As a 5-star chef na yun,
Yes. In order for him to be that great, he needed to go through all that trauma.
That's true. And yun nga yung, I think, parang reckoning that we are dealing with as a people in general, as human beings in this day and age, na parang we've been so used to having to abuse and be abused para maging considered as a success. Na parang, how did you think the show handled that discussion ba? When it comes to parang, kasi, di ba, in professions, sometimes there are jobs na parang the manager just, unfurls or just lets loose talagang NSFW na mga salita para lang, quote-unquote, ma-motivate yung mga tao niya to be as, quote-unquote, good as him or her or them. Pero I found it so refreshing that there was actually nothing from Carmi that showed na pinasa niya yung abuse na na-experience niya from his mentors doon sa kanyang staff na pinasukan niya. Even when his staff was already pushing him to the brink.
Yeah. I actually love that you touched upon that kasi as a millennial, we've been brought up to believe na parang we need punishment for us to be disciplined.
That's right.
To be good. Parang we have to go all through these difficulties because it will make us better. Syempre, of course, I did experience some corporal punishment when I was growing up.
Same here.
Na they do that so that I can learn to be better. So that I can learn to be good. Yun yung trauma ni Carmi That's what I see. Parang as a millennial, parang he was battered and beaten to a pulp para lang maging good siya, para lang maging great siya.
Tama.
And I'm just so happy na hindi niya yun pinasa dun sa mga subordinates niya. He did not do the same. Just as millennials, I think, I believe. I don't know if that's the truth. Of course, I'm not generalizing. Pero yung parang most millennials do not continue that abuse to their children. Yung corporal punishment.
Yes.
Kasi nga, we know na it doesn't do us any good. It just gives us trauma.
Exactly. Yung abuse na pinapasa ng isang tao to another in the name of quote-unquote making them better is not a guarantee that other person will be better. I would like to consider myself lucky na even though I went through something like that, I didn't turn out to be an asshole.
Just as abusive,
abusive. And that's actually, tama ka, you put it so beautifully na yung growth na pinakita ni Carmi doon sa show na hindi niya pinasa yung abuse. Tinigil niya yung cycle. Hindi naman sinasabi na hindi siya nagagalit. Kasi syempre siya pa rin yung boss nung restaurant. There's actually a fantastic episode that shows just how much Carmi is pushed to the brink of insanity talaga because of how everything just goes so wrong. Pero even then, alam mong talagang last resort niya yung magbato ng abuse doon sa tao niya. Kasi alam niya na lahat naman sila sama-sama doon sa plight na or yung gulo na nandoon sila.
I wouldn't say na parang he abused them in a way dun sa episode in question. In that kind of situation, the emotions were high.
True. That's
because
true.
The stakes were high. I don't think he meant to do that just to abuse. Unlike dun sa, yun nga, yung cameo character na talagang he just does it on purpose. And just to push the buttons of Carmi. Pero hindi naman ganun yung case nung kay Carmi, I feel like, diba? It was just a lot of tension and stress and the emotions were high and he's human. He's angry.
That's right. And talagang props to Jeremy Allen White for just portraying what I believe is the most three-dimensional character on TV since Kendall Roy.
Yeah.
Talaga, as in, there's also another episode here where he gives outstanding monologue.
Yes.
One of the most heartbreaking monologues you'll ever see on TV in a long time. And it's not just because of yung words that are being said, written by the creator of the show, Christopher Storer, who we also have to give major props to. But just going back to Jeremy's performance, again, what is it with Jeremy's and sobrang galing nilang umarte? Jeremy Allen White, Jeremy Strong. Diba? Pero
so, Jeremy pa din ang magiging best actor sa Emmy?
So, sino magiging best actor? Si Jeremy or si Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Si Jeremy, no? Yan. Yung sinasabi kong yung parang monologue moment niya doon. While I was watching it, of course, you focus on what he's saying. How he's saying it. Pero the thing that really just broke my heart watching that monologue was yung small micro expressions niya na kung ikaw na ayoko naman sabihin na pinagdaanan ko yung exact same na parang mga problema na encounter nung character niya. Of course not. Pero if you've been under a very tremendous amount of pain or grief or sadness and you know that you are in a position to have to keep your composure. You know exactly what I'm talking about when you say na parang lumalabas siya dun sa mga small na the micro expressions on your face na you just want to keep it together pero the cracks are falling apart. And I really felt that in that moment, ako personally, that sealed his win over the other Jeremy. Kasi, I mean, just going over to Succession for a moment, we've seen Jeremy Strong and his portrayal of Kendall Roy as a steady constant, especially towards season 4. Kasi season 1 to 3 of Succession is just about Kendall Roy navigating through these changing variables thrown at him. We see him become wounded. We see him become successful. We see him become
a rebel.
Exactly. Pero by the time we get to season 4, the final season, nag-morph na yun lahat into one complete person.
Yes.
So parang hindi naman sinasabing wala nang growth, wala nang chance to surprise us. Pero alam na natin kung ano yung makukuha natin
It was the most sensible evolution of his character.
Pero itong kay Carmy, Jeremy Allen White's performance is just a revelation. As in,
Acting Olympics.
Acting Olympics itong palabas na to. As in. And it's not just him. It's not just...
Even the supporting characters.
There's another character here. Her name is Tina. Portrayed by Liza Colon Zayas. I want to give props to her because she also acted her character talagang so effectively. You're supposed to feel one way towards her character, especially at the start, first few episodes, and she does it in a very effective way na parang medyo visceral na nga yung reaction mo.
She was that good.
Exactly. Na parang you're finding yourself having to tell yourself na it's just a show.
Yeah. She's just an actress.
Tama. She's just a character. She's just an actress. Portraying a character.
May mga ganun talagang actors, no? Na they're so effective in a certain kind of personality. Grabe. Na talagang it gets in your skin. Ganon.
Yung lalo na nung bago siya nagkaroon ng character shift. Okay, without giving too much away kasi we really don't want to give anything away about this fantastic show. Nakailang adjective na tayo dito sa palabas na to.
Amazing. Fantastic.
Dami. Yan. Kung merong nagbibilang...
Stupendous.
Kung may nagbibilang nung ilang adjectives na yung ginagamit namin to describe the show, i-comment nyo dun sa Facebook post namin about this episode and you will win 1 million internet points.
And of course, if you've seen it, how would you describe it? What's the word you will use to describe this show to your friends without giving anything away?
Add another adjective. Yun, dun sa mga nasabi na namin. Pero yun na nga I don't think I can say anything else without...
Breathtaking?
Yes, it is. Especially towards the end. As in, ang maganda dito, this season finishes not really in a cliffhanger, pero I would say it ends in a very hopeful note. especially towards season 2.
And a lot of things moving forward. A lot of moving parts.
Yes, that's right.
It's very exciting.
Oo.
Exciting talaga siya. And I think this is the most awaited season eh. Well, it's season 2 pero talagang inaabangan siya.
So, and I know we said na we're not gonna spoil anything, pero I've already seen a bit of news about The Bear. Yun na nga eh, I've only just seen or heard about this show online through the usual places where movies and TV are talked about, and people are gushing about it. And I've already seen people gush even more about season 2.
Ooh,
and
we have not seen season 2, by the way.
We haven't. Yes, it's already out in the States, but we are being good boys and girls. Antay natin siya sa
holding out.
Yes, antay natin siya sa Disney Plus.
On July 19.
Yes, again, it comes out on July 19.
Yes.
And I hope they still do it na isang bagsak pa rin lahat. Season 1 has 8 episodes. Am I right?
Yes. 8.
Yes, 8 episodes. But we basically treated that entire season as a 3-hour movie.
Yes, it was one sitting. You can finish it in one sitting.
It's that good. I mean, if you have 3 or 4 hours to kill, you have nothing else better to do than to finish entire season 1 of this show. So, pagdating ng season 2, I mean, not to spoil
we've just seen trailers of it, but it's been out for a while na rin.
Yes. Pero there are huge names being teased na part ng kwento. And not just parang yung customers sila doon sa restaurant.
Yeah.
Hindi. They are actually part of the story moving forward. So I'm very excited to see them. Is there anything else that I haven't said about this fantastic show? Ikaw?
Well, ako, just to add a little bit on how they handled that, how they deal with trauma, siguro I would add props to how they handled and how they portrayed grief.
Yes.
Kasi as somebody who went through that, and sometimes you, like how you said the restaurant was like a character in the show. I think for me, parang without giving anything away, Carmy, he holds on to that restaurant like he's holding on to his grief.
Yes, that's right.
The restaurant represents his grief from losing his brother. And somehow, if he fucks it up with this restaurant, it's like he fucked up with his brother.
Tama.
And the memory that his brother left him. Yun yung very relatable eh. Sometimes, when you find it hard to grieve for the loss of a person, you hold on to the thing they love most. And you can't let go. Sometimes, it doesn't make any sense na din. Pero that's how you cope.
Exactly.
It's how you connect with them still. I felt that when with my mom, I held on to music because that's what she loved the most. So, yeah, I guess it's real. Yung mga elements na yon, dealing with grief, with the family dynamics, and with trauma, is very well portrayed in this show. That's why it resonated talaga with a lot of people.
Yes.
That's it. That's what I just wanna add to it.
Yun na nga eh. You brought up something. I hope I haven't said this earlier kasi talagang sobrang ganda niya talaga. It feels so real. I mean, you can throw that word around with so many shows these days. The realism that it portrayed showed real people how real grief felt. I mean, I wouldn't say na I'm an expert on it, or nor do I know it, but being with you through that your experience that you just talked about many years ago, I had a first-hand look at how that talagang informs a person and their path.
Yes.
And how they hold on to things. Sobrang totoo. Hindi niya ni-romanticize.
Yes.
Yun. This show pulls no punches and absolutely does not romanticize anything that it is showing on screen, whether it is the pursuit of perfection. And I totally agree with what you said earlier. And that's the thing with this show that I love so much about, is how it doesn't romanticize what happens on the daily in terms of our pursuit of perfection, how we deal with things not going our way. how we deal with grief, how we deal with just life in general. There's actually a very funny line that I heard. Ewan ko kung dito ba yun? Na parang may sinabing isang
What's the
character
line?
na parang may sinabi siya to the effect of, what do you call it again when things aren't going your way? Tapos may sinabing isa, life.
Yeah.
Oh, di ba? Parang siyang nothing feels more realer than that statement.
We need to check a thesaurus.
Yes.
We're losing track of our adjectives.
We're already going through so many adjectives and creating new words just to talk about this show. Pero yun, being
Nothing is more real or rest.
True. Pero just on a serious note for a moment.
Yeah.
Yun nga, na parang sobrang, I found myself actually also telling you this yesterday while we were watching it, na this show also strangely feels inspirational. Na sobrang niyang parang,
Expound.
nung pinapanood natin siya, parang may sense of me seeing na that's how I want to go about chasing, not really perfection, pero how I want to go about chasing being a better person. Yung ganun talagang yung example ni Carmi of yung just being your best at work without having to be an asshole. Talaga. Just
Yes.
resonates so much with yung, especially when I came from a background na I used to work in an office setting na talagang dog eat dog.
Yes.
And you absolutely had to be the tough guy or the alpha male kasi hindi ka respetuhin ng mga kapwa mo doon. And just seeing na there are people in this world who succeed just by being good both in their job and just as being a good person. Yun yung siguro ibig sabihin ko nung sinabi kong inspirational siya. Ikaw, what did you think about it?
Yeah, kasi parang there's this concept na with greatness comes arrogance, I guess, or being an asshole without putting it lightly.
True.
Most great minds that we know as of late, like yung mga they are discovered to be a megalomaniac behind the scenes, di ba?
True. That's very true.
Parang ganon. So, if you are great, then you must be a bad person. Sometimes, that's not the case. Di ba? Sometimes, there are some great people who are also not that kind of an asshole.
Tama.
Possible pala yun. Pwede naman pala yun.
Oo.
And sometimes, what you have to go through doesn't make you continue the cycle of that kind of toxicity.
Oo.
You don't have to pay it forward if it's toxic.
True. And actually, that thread that you were talking about, I actually saw that in the way that Richie, Cousins story unfold. Cousins... How Cousins' story unfolds in season 1. Isa siya dun sa parang sobrang tinamaan ng grief kasi best friend niya si Mike. Si yung kuya ni Carmi. And the way that the show basically charts his, I would say, growth. There is growth naman.
Yeah.
There is growth in his character in terms of how he holds on to the past, how he holds on to his grief, even to the toxicities that he believed were things that he should be holding on kasi pag binitawan niya, parang pinibitawan niya si Mike.
That's also the thing about grief din no? Sometimes you just see them through rose-colored glass. Even their toxicity, you have to
perpetuate.
Which should not be the case.
True.
Sometimes the toxic cycle that they left behind should be stopped.
Yes. That's very true.
And that's not to tarnish their memory and that's not to forget them. It's just when bad things happen, life still continues and you have to keep trying to be better.
Exactly. And I guess on that note, we will hopefully put a button on this discussion about season 1 of The Bear. We are a movie, TV, and geek stuff podcast. Pero if a show really makes us consider how we are in life, I mean, you could safely say na that is a very powerful piece of art.
Yes.
Yan. Dito naman tayo ng isang adjective. It's breathtaking. It's amazing. It's powerful. So please take our word for it. Watch this show.
Yes.
If you have Disney Plus, Season 1 is currently streaming. And again, kailan ulit lalabas ang Season 2?
Season 2 will be out on July 19th.
Yes. For this episode of the Cine Geeks podcast, again, my name is Roy.
And I am Angela. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening. Just please follow us on Facebook. Don't forget to leave us a rating if you're on Spotify or wherever you follow your podcasts. Thank you for listening to the Cine Geeks podcast, where movies, TV, and geek stuff collide.